Deep within the murky depths of most ponds throughout the United States lies a very common yet mysterious creature. Reports of this dragon have been told for centuries. Now it is my turn to enter the shadowy depths of these ponds and discover for myself what lies below. What I'm about to try to accomplish is very dangerous and should only be done by trained professionals. Ohio is home to many types of turtles, including midland painted turtles, eastern box turtles, and my favorite, the common snapping turtle. Today I've decided to venture out into the depths of these seemingly lifeless ponds in hopes of catching a world record snapping turtle. Today we are at one of our ponds and I've seen several in here before and have only managed to catch very few. After hours of continuously searching, multiple failed attempts, and when I say multiple, I mean multiple, even a few fly bites, I managed somehow to get my hands on one of the biggest snapping turtles I've ever caught. Now, I was just about to give up, but then I noticed a huge head peeking out of the water. So I slowly paddled my kayak towards him. Once I got close enough, I pounced right into the water. Once I latched onto this turtle's tail, I knew that it was one of the biggest turtles I have ever caught.
No. No.
Okay, what's up guys? So I just caught a beast of a snapping turtle. It was pretty hard to get him, to be honest. I've been chasing him around the pond for about 3 or 4 hours now, and of course the one time that I do jump in the water and actually catch something, I didn't have my GoPro recording, but I started recording a little bit afterwards, and we'll get him up close for you guys just so you can see how massive he really is. Alright, so a couple things to note about these guys. One, they're very aggressive. They're a very aggressive turtle. They will go after you and they will bite you and it will hurt. So, yeah, you don't want you to get your fingers in there. So, believe it or not, whenever these animals go underneath the water, what they do is they camouflage themselves to look like their environment. Whenever this guy was sitting in the water, all I saw was this shell covered in algae. And I saw his head sticking out, which I don't want to get my fingers any closer than this, but I saw his head sticking out and I saw it move a little bit. So I'm like, okay, that's a turtle. I'm going to jump in. These guys are excellent at staying camouflaged within their environment. And look at this tail. Look at this massive tail on this guy. I mean, it is absolutely huge. It literally looks like a dragon's tail. And another thing to note, notice how I'm not holding this turtle by its tail. You never want to hold a turtle by its tail. The reason for this is their tail is connected directly to their spine. You can almost draw a straight line from their tail to their spine. So as soon as you pick up this turtle by its tail, guess what? You're picking it up by its spine, okay? So I don't ever recommend going out and doing this because it's very dangerous. Oh yeah, you don't like that, do you? About to poop on me, aren't you? And if you ever do have to help move a turtle off of the highway or the road, what you do is snapping turtles like this, common snapping turtles, they don't have a very big plastron. Notice how all of this meat down here is exposed. They can't fully close into their shell. So therefore, they're extremely aggressive whenever anything threatens them. Okay, he's peeing on me now. Snapping turtles are also very hard to tell whether it's a male or a female. So honestly, personally, I can't tell you. But notice how I'm holding this guy. this plastron down here at the bottom, okay? It runs down right here. You don't really want to get your fingers any closer than this, right here where I am, okay? You don't want to get your fingers any closer than that. And you can actually grip this, and you can hold them and balance them, and use their tail to balance them like so. So these guys are just really cool reptiles. Now, I want you guys to notice how these guys can actually also walk on land, similar to the eastern box turtle, which is a terrestrial species. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and release this guy back into the water. And I'll kind of walk with him as he swims away. Dang. Okay, so notice how whenever he's in the water, see how he just camouflages himself with this seaweed. I mean, like, let's bring him over here, okay? Let's say you had no idea what a turtle was, and you got right here, and you saw this thing sticking up out of the mud. You'd be like, oh, look at this log right here. Look at this epic log, okay? See how he even has seaweed growing on himself, okay? And he's just such an expert at camouflaging himself. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and release him now. We'll get some footage of him.